appreciate that a little bit.
And then they
Yeah,
have
I'm
some really
excited.
nice trails up there too.
Yeah, we're gonna hike some mountains. It'll be cool. So
Yeah,
I'm dope.
nice.
And then I'm coming back to Michigan for the first week and a half of June, so the first through the 10th. So
Okay,
yeah, a couple
nice.
things coming up, and then I'm moving in between those vacations, like 30 minutes south here. So I got a fuck ton of shit going on, but it's all good things. So
Nice. Well,
life's
congrats on
good.
the move and
Yeah, man, life's going
everything, man.
good. Yeah, shit's
Now,
going
is
well.
it like a move for work, or is it just like you're moving because you want to?
Both. So it's like 30 minutes south of Scottsdale, so it's closer to my work territory, which is a plus. And I got a roommate, someone I used to work with. He's in flight school at the airport down in that city, so it'll be nice to have a roommate and just split rent, man. Rent out here is no joke, so it'll be nice to save a little money, chill.
That part.
Yeah, so
That part.
it's a nicer place than where I'm at now. So, and like, I don't know, you're in a house, so it's a little different for you, but like for me, like I get like if I'm in the same place too long, I just feel like I'm in like a rut. So it'd be nice to like switch my scenery up a little bit and just kind of
Yeah.
like explore a new city. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Good.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I don't even know where to start, man. You want to start with
Well,
that big fight?
yeah. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
You
It
watch it?
was. I did watch it. I got the pay-per-view. Had a friend over. It was. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good fight. Like
Me
it
too.
was
It
the
was
rounds
entertaining.
were the rounds were pretty tight. Um, and he just got caught.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say, first of all, that second round was really intriguing because like the whole round,
Yeah.
Ryan was like roughing him up, and I was like, "Damn, what the fuck is going on right now? I've never seen anyone do that to Tank." And then when he caught him with that uppercut, that was like such a clean punch. And then after that, it looked to me, it wasn't like over the top, like it wasn't like Tank was dominating, but it just looked like Ryan had no idea what to do after that. Like he looked like he was just like he was still competitive, but it just looked like that shot scared him a lot, and he had no idea after
That's
that, like
yeah,
what he wanted to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
That like he got very timid after that.
It just changed the whole like
It did.
the
And
whole
which well,
fight.
one I was surprised because I've never seen Ryan be that aggressive in a round.
Yeah, that's what the whole round was
Like he
weird.
was super like it was almost like
Yeah.
he almost took like that Victor Cruz
Yeah, he was like punching him in the clinch and like
like
bullying him a little bit.
everything. And it was
Yeah.
like I was like, this is abnormal. Like hell, if it works, if that's part of his game plan, then it may
Yeah.
work. It was working with Cruz.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, man. It was a interesting round. I was sitting there with my friend going like, I have never seen Ryan fight like that. He was trying to like bully him, like rough him up in the clinch and shit. And it looked like it was bothering. It looked like it was bothering Tank to me. I was like, dang, this is very interesting. And then that was such a clean uppercut, bro.
That's
Like he caught him
man,
so clean. I was
and it
like,
was quick too.
yeah, just
It was quick. Oof.
just boom, boom. And then
But
after that, I
did
don't
you
know.
hear? So I guess there was a snitch or a rat in Ryan's camp that kind of told Tank about the rib injury. Did you hear
Okay.
that?
I heard him say there was a mole in the camp. I didn't really look into the details of it. So he said his rib was injured. That's what it was.
Yeah, he said that a rib injury. And so like he was saying, and I think there was even audio that was showing from like his manager or his promoter or whatever. And he was like the rib. He was like, yeah, I didn't want to risk the rib anymore. Like
Hmm.
there was a bit like audio of them kind of talking about it afterwards. Um, but even if that was the case, let's say that was the case, then you protect it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think that's like the end all be all. I don't think it would have made a difference if that
Like
dude said that or not.
you exposed the motherfucker,
Hmm. Absolutely. Yep.
and you got caught with a like that shot was so fucking clean and
Yeah.
just
Those hurt so bad too, bro. Like, holy fuck. And like, that's what pisses me off. Is people were like, it was kind of weird. Like, as soon as the ref said 10, he stood up. But like, I don't know. Anyone that's been caught, I've seen like that happen with like Oscar De La Hoya when he fought Bernard Hopkins. Like when you get caught like in the liver or like that area, man, like or your kidney area, like that like shuts your whole lower half down. You like can't even.
yeah,
You feel like all the wind's gone. That shit sucks. So I mean, that
yeah,
was a clean shot. You could tell he stepped back too, like he was trying to like play it off, and then he couldn't. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
clean.
yeah. That was a it was a hell of a fight. Now, so then I think they were talking about the whole like rehydration clause,
Hmm.
um, and how they felt like that was affecting. I'm sure you
I'm
saw
sure.
um Conor McGregor talking about like he want to see them fight again without the rehydration clause.
Hmm.
But then who was it that fought? Um, Tank not too long ago and was like, "Hell, I had a rehydration clause and I lost, but I ain't making an excuse."
Yeah, that's the thing that all these fighters do, man. That bothers me. Like, I don't want to make an excuse, but and then they say like a bunch of shit. It's like, okay, so you're
Yeah,
making an excuse. Like, I just feel like just say the better man won, man. There's no like, every fighter goes into a fight with injuries. Like every fighter goes into a fight with
yeah.
injuries. So it's like just is I don't know. I don't
I
like that
mean,
shit, man.
hell, you even look at when the rematch with Izzy,
Yeah.
him and what's the name? I don't know if you saw the footage of like when he was sparring and they said he like sprained or tore his, like you actually saw the injury where his leg bent back, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Mm-hmm.
still went in and won that fucking fight.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. It's everyone goes in there with injuries. The excuses, yeah, I'm not here for it. Just the better man won that night, and if they want to run it back, they can. I think they will, but I don't think it'll be now. I think they'll do that like later down the road. That's my
For sure.
opinion.
So
If
then
Ryan can put some wins together.
the question is then who is next? Who is next
For Tank or Ryan?
for Tank?
I don't know if Tank, because that was at a catchweight at 140. So I don't know if Tank's going to go back down to junior lightweight or excuse me, lightweight, which is 135. Because that's a stacked division, bro. Like it's Haney, Loma, like all those guys are down there. Isaac Cruz, to your point.
Shakur is in there, I think now.
Yes, yes, you're right. So that I would like him to go there. I think that would just make that division so fun because there's so much going on at 135. That would
It
be cool. And
is.
I've heard Shakur say some things now publicly that he wants to fight Tank. So that'd be really cool. There are so many fights to be made at
There
135.
is a shit ton, bro, that I would love to see.
And I heard Shakur talking shit. I think it was about Devin Haney saying like run the footage. Like we've sparred numerous times growing up and I've gotten the better of Haney like every time. Like so I was like, holy shit. Like they're all calling each other out. As long as they can make the fights, man, there's a lot of them to be made. So
Yeah, because him and Loma fight when?
that's coming up soon. June, I think. I'll have to take a look. But that'll be a great fight. That is going to be a chess match for sure.
Bruh. Because I think you and I had talked about it around like Haney and just his boxing prowess and the fact that like he knows how to use his reach
Mm-hmm.
and the jab better than pretty much anybody.
Absolutely. And then Loma, his footwork and his ability to put punches together. I just think
Yeah.
I haven't been very I feel like all the big fights recently I've always said they're like 50-50 and I can't even give like a take. That's another one, man. Like I don't have any idea who I would probably give it to Haney if I had to put money on it just because Haney's been more active. And I've never seen Haney even in danger where we've actually seen Loma not look great against T.O. And then his last fight, he
Yeah.
won, but he looked mortal. He didn't look like the
Yeah.
Loma that I remember. So I'd say Haney's the favorite, but if Loma can turn it back and look like how we've seen him the last like 10 years, like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's going to be a very
The
interesting fight.
thing is that like I think um if the fight goes the distance, I would give it to Haney. Because
Hmm.
then like I feel like he's in his groove, right? He's in his wheelhouse as far as just boxing and moving and everything. But if it goes short, I think in that sense, I think uh it would go Loma just because of
Loma.
the power. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But
That
I
is
would
an
probably
interesting
go
one.
Haney as well.
Yeah. Whew, that is going to be a good fight. I'm definitely going to watch that one as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be a dog ass fight. And then
Yep.
I bought me and my friend bought tickets to go see that Clarissa Shields fight that's gonna be at LCA
That's
in
dope.
June.
Fuck
Yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna go to see that. So that's gonna be I'm excited to go see that fight.
Holy
I
shit.
think this is the only person that has ever like knocked her down.
Okay.
I forget. Let me
Is
if I
she
pull it up.
overseas?
I'm about to pull it up.
There's another foreign fighter overseas that's been talking a lot of shit. The two of them have been going back and forth. I'm trying to remember what her name is. It's Savannah Marshall.
No, it's Hannah Gabrielle's.
Okay. I don't know who that is, but okay.
So yeah, she's been the only person to ever like get a knockdown against Clarissa.
Okay. Huh. Well, that'll be great. That's in June, you said?
Uh-huh.
That'll be
So going
awesome.
to that fight, I'm definitely
At
have to give you
LCA. That's
a
so
run.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be excited to go to see that though
Can you
for
imagine
sure.
that? because boxing is not as big in Detroit as it was in like the 80s. Like we're at a
Mhm.
time if like just one star, obviously Clarissa, but just yeah, like if you like to bring that back and like sell out
Yeah,
like a huge venue like LCA, that's so cool. Good for her.
yeah,
Like
yeah. That
whoa,
would be
that's fucking
bruh.
awesome.
So then we feel like we also I started we gotta stay in boxing, bro. What the fuck is going on with these boxers and getting fucking like these fighters and getting arrested? I don't know if you heard, but Wilder got arrested,
I did see that. Yeah.
and then who was it? Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he choked that dude out in the street. Yeah.
He got, like, bro, what is going on?
Well, Nate Diaz, and this is probably not a politically correct thing to say, but just in my personal opinion, has severe brain damage, and I just feel like that guy
Oh,
is just,
I would not
you
second
know,
guess. Like I feel like he shows the signs.
complete CT, like whatever you want to call it. Like I don't think he should be fighting anymore. That's dangerous for him. Like I don't know why, but yeah, that guy. That doesn't surprise me. The Wilder thing is interesting because what was it? It was like he had a concealed weapon in his car, and which was in LA, and I guess LA has really strict, crazy gun laws. So like I
Like
don't know if
so you can have so there's different licenses for those things. So you can have a weapon in your home, but to have it on your person, that's a different license
okay.
that requires, I think, like a different level of security that you have to go through in order to do that.
Yeah, and it was in his car. I wonder what was happening that he was getting his car searched. I don't know if he just got pulled over or what, but
Well, so they pulled him. I guess the story is they pulled him over because of the tint that he had on the window, right? You know, for police officers, that can be dangerous because they can't see what's going on, right?
mhm.
And then I guess when he rolled down the window, it smelled like marijuana. And, you know, you're not supposed to be smoking and driving at the same time.
Mhm.
That's almost like drinking and driving.
Was he
And
driving?
that I don't recall it. I don't remember them saying that he was driving. But then when they searched the vehicle, the gun was there. And for him, he was just pretty much like, listen, like, I'm just doing this to protect myself.
Hmm. Can you
Which I
imagine being
mean,
the cop
nobody,
having to apprehend this 6'7" huge dude? That would be so like I would not want to like be the one like you're
like,
under
Mr.
arrest. Can you
Officer,
turn around? Like
like, I hate to do this, but
that. Yeah. That'd
like,
be like he could just like overpower you if he wanted to at any
like
like
legit, knock the fucking police officer out if he wanted to, for sure.
that shit's crazy. That was so crazy when John Jones got arrested like a year or two ago after he won what was it? He was inducted in the Hall of Fame. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
And he said to the police officers, like, you know, I could take like all three of you right now or something like that. And it's like, holy shit, dude. Like I would be shitting my pants if someone like that said that to me. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. I can't is that a felony? Like is he I don't even know with the
I
Wilder thing.
I don't think it's a felony. I think it may be a misdemeanor.
And he's still in
Because
jail?
the gun is his and it's registered. It's just the where he had it is the
Yeah.
issue. That's the issue. So I think honestly, I think it'll probably get dropped down to like a lesser charge, to be honest. Um, Understanding that, you know, like I'm sure like just understanding like his stature and everything, he feels like he may need to protect himself, understanding he may
Absolutely.
have security with him or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming it may get dropped down to a
I
lesser charge.
mean, know your laws, but I think that's kind of just BS, man. I mean, good thing for him is he's in a position where I don't think a criminal record really matters. You know what I mean? Like he's fine. It's not like he's
And
got to
it's
go
not
work a
like
corporate job where he's about to get fired and it's going to ruin his
right.
life.
And also
So
too, I mean, the thing is that like he didn't he really didn't do any harm to
no,
anybody.
that's stupid.
It was
Yeah,
just something that they searched it and they found something. And for him, it was just like, listen, this is just a protective measure. So
yeah, yeah. That's unfortunate, but you're right, man. Shit's been going like left and right. People, Nate Diaz, another one. He was supposed to fight Jake Paul. Did you see that? Like,
uh-huh.
what the fuck, man? Like, Jake Paul finally kind of earned my respect. I'm like, okay, you're fighting boxers now. And I was going right back to doing the same old bullshit. Like, let me fight a 40-year-old brain injured dude that's way shorter than me. Like, what, like that? Like, oh my god, man.
I didn't think Nate was that much shorter than him.
I'm pretty sure Nate fought at like lightweight, and Jake has to walk around over like 200 pounds. I don't know
Oh,
what
for
Nate rocks
sure.
around at, but Jake is like my size and stature. I feel like 6 foot 6'1", probably somewhere between 190 and 210. Nate fought it like lightweight. I don't know how tall he is, but I no way he walks around more than like 170, 180.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree. Nate is pretty just lean. He's pretty
yeah,
lean, sure.
yeah.
And
I
that's
just feel like Jake would starch him, unfortunately. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. That'll be interesting. See how that all works out. Fucking Nate. How do you do that, man? Like, what are people saying to you to make you that angry in public? Did you see the video?
Mm-mm.
He just like choked this dude out, like, and dropped him on the ground. It was like, bro, what the fuck? So I don't know how long he's in jail for. I'm sure it'll take some time to kind of weed through all that, but yeah, not good. It was on camera. He just choked the dude out. So yeah. That dude is one of those dudes that like he's not fucking like he is a fucking you know what I mean? Like some fighters, like he is that guy. Like he's gonna fight anyone at any time. Like Nate doesn't give a
Yeah, he
fuck.
don't give a fuck. He does.
Yeah.
He gets zero. He gets zero.
My God. Yeah. Did you watch that
Um,
Izzy fight with Preya?
I did not. I went back and kind of watched the some of the highlights and everything. I mean, one, it was a dog ass fight.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I just like after kind of going back and seeing that like Izzy had a leg injury and understanding like that's one of his main strikes is his leg strikes.
Mm-hmm.
You could like looking at it, I was watching the highlights. You could tell that like something wasn't like he wasn't complete 100%. You could
Mm-hmm.
tell, but I mean, shout out to him. He still fucking won.
Yeah, that was crazy what he did. I don't know if that was part of his strategy to just sit on the fence and kind of bait Preya in there to start like, throwing combinations, but shit, man, it worked. I was like, as soon as he backed into the fence and Preya started throwing, I thought it was over. Like I thought Preya was about to catch him. It was about to be over.
Yeah,
So that was just like, what the fuck? That was a beautiful, beautiful slip and counter, and then he just knocked him out cold, man. That was crazy. Hats off to him, man. Fuck.
But
That's
hold on,
great.
did you see like during the presentation after the fight, and one of his parade trainers was like,
Yeah,
"Did you
3-1.
see
I
that?"
did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Preya's got nothing to, like he's knocked Izzy out twice now. It's like and beat him another time. So I think I told you that as soon as he beat Izzy, I was like, at that point, you beat him 3 times. Like I would just vacate that belt and go up to light heavyweight because
Yeah,
he's clearly way bigger than that division. I don't know how the fuck that man dehydrates himself to get down to 185 because
yeah,
that dude looks like I think they said he's like 220 when he enters the ring. It's like how the fuck that like are you doing that, man? That is
that's
absolutely
insane.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's ugh,
he needs to go up. So I
for
don't know why
sure.
he didn't do it initially. Probably because it's a big payday to fight Izzy again. So I understand
Yeah,
that.
the
But
money for sure is there.
yeah, so I don't know. But good for Izzy, man. I don't know what else is going on in
I mean,
apparently Joshua just confirmed that he's going to fight Wilder in December, but that was like a week or two ago, and since then Wilder's the legal problem. So I don't know if that puts a wrench in things. But as of a week ago, Joshua was saying it's like a done deal. Him and Wilder, Saudi Arabia, in like December. So that would be fucking cool. I would
I
love
don't
to
think
see
the
that.
legal issues will prevent that because, like I said, it's a misdemeanor. It won't really
Yeah, I hope not.
factor too much into anything. Like I said, it wasn't like he was like actively using it or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean Tank's gotten away with far worse, and he's still fighting. So
that part. So I think that fight, I think that'd be an exciting. Now, I'd like most of us. I wish we would have saw that fight sooner.
yeah. Yeah. But that's what's
But
intriguing about it though, is like both of them have lost the belts now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, like whoever wins that, it's gonna be, gonna raise their status back to like contender, even though they both are
yeah,
contenders. But
yeah,
I find that that's a very interesting fight. That's the one I think me and you have been saying for a while. Like after Usyk and Fury won the belts, and those two obviously we want to fight, but out of like the rest of them, Wilder and Joshua is a good matchup. I think
yeah.
Wilder knocks him out, but
I
that'd be a
think
good
we
fight.
both kind of have stated this. Like
Mm-hmm.
Joshua has shown a propensity not to kind of just arise to the occasion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean
And
Fury even says he's like I think he says I think Wilder knocks out anyone else in the division other than me. You know what I mean? Like, and I believe him. Like, I mean,
in hell, he's damn near almost knocked out
yeah, it's just
Michael.
Fury is a superhuman. I don't know how the fuck he keeps doing what he's doing, but yeah,
So, oh my
absolutely.
goodness. So we got
So
to talk
that'd be
about this
fun.
draft.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's been an interesting. It's over now, right?
Yeah, the draft was last week. What you think?
Well, everyone was freaking out about Lions trading back, so I want to get your opinion on that. I didn't think it was a bad. Now that I see what they did, and they kind of got rid of Swift, and so this guy is Gibbs his last name.
Yep, Jameer
He's going
Gibbs.
to be. From I don't watch a lot of college football. From everything I hear, he's a stud and he's extremely elusive, extremely fast. So I mean, obviously, get Jamal Williams going to the Saints, and then they plan on getting rid of Swift. I'm I don't think it's a terrible move, but I want to get your opinion on it because all the Detroit people I know are like, "What the fuck were they doing? Like, trade it back, so stupid."
I think, well, I ain't think it would. I think one of the things that people kind of worry about is just like drafting a running back in the first round and paying them that much money. That's the biggest, I think, concern is we understand that, like, especially nowadays in the NFL, the expectancy of a career for a running back is what, maybe 5 years?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you're paying them first round money. And are you going to really like, unless they're like a knockout type of like where you just can't miss, and like with like Bijan Robinson, or when people are coming in with Saquon, but you even find with Saquon, he got injured over the last couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
running backs are
So
a
it's like you
risk,
kind of
man.
just there's a lot of risk there. So I think that was part of the reason like people felt like we could have just waited to kind of go and get that and probably address some of like our D line or even like some of our linebacker.
That's a
Uh,
good point. My buddy said that too. He was like, he would have been there at the what was our next pick, the 18th or whatever.
yeah, I
So
think
that's
he
a
still would
solid
have been. I
point.
don't think anybody was anticipating, but I think because once that pick came in, Swift, I guess, was like not happy and was like, listen, just go ahead and let me go. Because I think he kind of just saw the writing on the wall. Um, so I think that's the only concern. I do wish that we would have got like some pass rushers. No, actually, I think we needed some run blockers, to be honest. I think we needed some guys that could really like clog up lanes and everything. Um, but overall, I think that we did a pretty solid job. We got a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
We got a running back that is, it kind of has a little bit of a McCaffrey in him where he can catch the ball out of the backfield. It's pretty solid. And then we got David Montgomery, who is kind of like that boulder that Jamal Williams was, where he just running in between the tackles. So I think we still kind of rolled out. I like to pick up a Hendon Hooker. I think he can be pretty special. Granted he's an older rookie, but I think he can be pretty solid. Sam Laporta. I think overall I felt like it was pretty solid. I would maybe give it like a B minus, I think, overall. So I think the Lions are going to be pretty dangerous
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
my thing. I mean, people were freaking out, and I was like, I don't know. I look at them and I'm like, Rodgers is gone. I think they're the favorites in the division. Like whether they killed it in the draft or not, they didn't do bad. And I think the linebacker was a big. Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, the biggest thing they need is pass rush and a linebacker. So I guess that linebacker's a pretty big stud. Someone told me he was
Yeah,
injured, but I don't know.
Laporta. Yeah, the dude from Iowa. I mean, the dude was nice though. He's gonna fit in really well. I think they're really building out, especially with like Rodrigo. And I think they'll be really really good. Um, but man, the fucking Eagles. They won
Dude,
the draft by far out of anybody to me,
he
bro.
just got better, man. That's
I
crazy.
mean, to get Jalen Williams or Jalen Carter, and then you pick up um, what's the other fuck? Like they just pretty much picked up all the fucking Georgia's D line.
Yeah, seriously, which are always studs. I mean,
Bro, they literally have like four players from the last 2 years on Georgia's. Like they literally are bro, that team is about to be dangerous, man.
yeah, they might like run away with that division. To be honest with you, bro, like I think they will
I would
full on
not. I mean, did
dominate.
you see how upset Micah Parsons was?
I don't blame
Dude, because
them.
he was on the live. They were doing like a stream live. It was him and like a couple other players, and he was like, "I'm sick." Like legit, he was like, "I'm sick right now. I can't believe 9 other teams let Jalen drop, or 8 other teams let him drop to number 9 into the Eagles. Like I can't believe they let that happen.
I know, I
He was the
know,
best overall like player in the draft, and he fell to 9 to the Eagles, who
I know.
already had a fucking crazy ass defense.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, they're gonna be scary for sure, and they need it because they got some like linemen that are getting older. That they had some like they have a great
Yeah,
D, but
Fletcher Cox, and yeah,
yeah,
they're getting old. But I mean, I think the thing is that like they were worried about like just character issues, but like you put him in that locker room with Fletcher Cox, and I mean he's got Jordan Davis there that was on the team. Like he got players that
yeah.
he played with.
It's a well
That
functioning organization. They'll give
yeah,
like
so I think
yeah,
he'll be fine. I think he going to the, and I also think that the Texans did a really good job too.
Yeah, they got some decent players for
For them to
sure.
pick up Stroud and then be able to swap picks uh
Who was
with
it? Was it Detroit?
no, it was with the Bears. Was it? Yeah, it was with they swapped picks with the Bears to get the um to get the third pick, and then they picked up Will Anderson. Like that was a hell of a trade to be able to do that. So kudos to
Absolutely.
them for like. I think the Texans are not by far. I don't think anybody has a. The Texans probably has a worse roster in the NFL.
Yeah,
Let's just
I'm gonna
let's just
agree
call it
with
what it is. They may have
you.
the worst roster in the NFL, and they just with those two picks with Stroud and Will Anderson,
Yeah, it helps.
like upgraded their roster immensely. Like Davis Mills, unfortunately, is just not. They needed a
Absolutely.
quarterback in there, and then Will Anderson, I think, is just going to be a dog on the defense. So like
Absolutely.
they got their alphas on both ends, and so I think the Texans are really going to start to round out things. But they just in the draft they immensely upgraded their
Yeah.
roster.
That's a move in the right direction. Now I'm very excited for free agency to kind of see everyone starts falling and shit like
Yeah,
that. You know,
yeah.
like
We
that'll
got to
be
go and do our what's name where we kind of run through each of the divisions, talk about
absolutely. We will
what's the
do
names,
that.
and then but then the biggest news was the fucking your Aaron Rodgers. Your boy is a Jet now.
And I see today fucking what's it? Randall Cobb signed with them. Lazard's there. I was like,
Oh,
what is
did
this? The
he?
reunion?
Okay, so
Like,
that came. So Cobb Penn, because I knew Lazard was already there, so
yep.
Cobb is there too now. He
Yep.
has to listen. One thing
He
that
gets
Aaron
all his
Rodgers is gonna
boys.
do is Aaron Rodgers is gonna make sure that he gets his homeboys to come play.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like Randall Cobb are like they are like tight as hell, bro. Like he makes sure Randall Cobb go come through.
He is just following in Brett's footsteps, huh? Remember Favre went to the Jets right after the
Yeah.
Packers? If
Next
Rodgers
thing
ends
you
up with
know,
the fucking Vikings next,
Vikings.
yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Like,
He
bro, do you
seems
want
like
to?
reinvigorated though, does he not? Like he seemed like his last couple years in Green Bay, obviously he requested trade and shit, but like he's like at Knicks games now and he's talking about how he feels like he's in heaven right now and he's going to OTAs when he wasn't doing that and stuff like that. Anything
Well,
off season for the Packers?
yeah, but I feel like he has to in this situation because
Yeah,
it's a
you do.
completely new team and a completely different set of receivers.
For sure.
And he needs to be able to build that camaraderie with those guys. Like he really does, compared to like he already had his thing in place, and he's learned a new offense. So I feel like he had to.
Mm-hmm. No, he does. I agree. But
But
it's
I do
just
agree. Like I think he has a new sense of energy. It's where he wants to be, and I think he knows that like this potentially can be a title contending team.
I think
You know
so. I mean, they have a
that
young,
damn
hot
division,
defense.
bro.
Yeah, it's
That
tough.
division.
Who would have thought, like, from a couple years ago, just to, like the Patriots would be where they're at in that division? You know what I mean? Like, you got all these other teams in there now that, like, out of nowhere are just fucking,
They all of a sudden are
killers.
the worst team in that division,
I know. I know. It is
and are
wild.
just sitting. And the thing is, like they're sitting in this no man's land. Like
hmm
you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, it was just bizarre for so long. Their formula was they had a fucking fantastic, staunch defense. And then their offense was always just kind of like Brady, but like a bunch of like miscellaneous receivers, a good tight end, a good O line. But their offense was never anything flashy. Like their offense is still kind of just like whatever. And then they lost a lot on defense. Yeah, you're right. They're in like this no man's land of like I don't even know what they do right now. Like
And then
other
they had a
than
bunch of players retire.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't. They got to figure something out. And then your boy got paid.
Who are we talking about?
Lamar got
That's
paid.
your boy, bro. That's your boy. He got
I
the
mean,
bag.
he definitely. And then, I mean, shout out to him. He did.
I mean,
Everybody was talking about shit
absolutely.
about him not having a fucking agent, and he did all that without an agent. So like, he even gets to recruit all that money that he would have paid an agent for.
He doesn't have a isn't she a female? Oh, that's Hertz has that female
No,
agent,
Hertz
right?
has that. Has a female agent.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was bizarre to me because I was just like, what was the fucking point of them holding out on him that long just to give him that contract? That was kind of like where I was at with
well,
it, you
part of
know?
it was they wanted for him to go out and explore to see if he can get what he was asking, what he was really
Mm,
looking for.
mm,
And then I think they were also waiting on because it wasn't too much longer after Jalen Hurts signed his contract
yeah. Yep.
that so then they were like they felt like they had a number that they felt would be put like comparable to what they would want to
Right.
offer Lamar, understanding that like that Deshaun Watson contract was just it like the Browns were just they felt like were just ridiculous and they created like this outlier that like we're not going to be willing to do that, but this is where we can meet you at.
Which is surprising, right? Because I think after that happened, me and you both were kind of like, this is going to set a weird precedent for the NFL, but it seems like no other teams have followed that. Usually it's like the next big QB deal sets the market, and that one clearly did not. Well, part of that too is look how bad Deshaun, I mean, he was gone for a while, so I like, we'll see how he does this year, but he looked like shit when he came back too. Like he
Yeah,
did
I mean,
not
he
look
ain't like a
good.
year and a half, I think. But I'm not
Yeah.
worried. I think Deshaun will be back and he'll get back into
Yeah, man.
his fuel and everything. But and then they got Odell for him. They picked up
yeah.
Zay Flowers in the draft, and you add Bateman. It's like that's gonna be
It'll be interesting.
and then Mark Andrews into like that that team, at least offensively, is gonna look really really nice.
It
At least
will.
on paper. At least on
And
paper.
I think so. Who do we got in there? The Steelers, who have kind of been weird recently. The Bengals obviously are probably like the number one in that division. Who else is in that division? The Browns?
The Browns and then
Yeah.
the Ravens.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be a good division.
and the thing is, you think like Baltimore damn near won that fucking playoff game
Yeah.
without Lamar.
Yes, you are right. Which was a weird they had a bizarre season. I didn't understand how they won as much as they did last year. I thought they were fraudulent, but to your point, in the playoffs, it was like, okay, they almost won, like you said, without him while he was injured. So what do you think about Odell going there?
I was surprised by the money. That
I
was a
was
lot of
too.
fucking money for somebody coming off an ACL injury. But I mean, it gives him somebody that I think will just be another reliable receiver outside of Mike Andrews. And we know how effective Odell can be in the slot. So if you got Odell in the slot, you got Zay Flowers, on the outside going like, and then bait like that could be a really, really dangerous fucking team offensively.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're not wrong, man.
Like I think
I'm
that they
excited
can
to watch it.
almost kind of have a bit of like a I don't I don't want to compare it quite to the extent of what Kansas City is when they had to re-kill, but I think it could have some flashes of it with just how Zay Flowers has that, that they can take the top off of a defense. Like he has that capability. We
Mm-hmm.
know how good Odell is. That kind of has like that McCole Hartman type of like aspect to him. And then Mark Andrews, I mean, I would say as far as from a receiver standpoint, he's damn near just as good as Kelsey is. I
Oh,
think
I don't
he's
know
better.
about just as good. He's good, but
I mean, let's
just
not
as
sleep on
good.
that. Like,
Mm-mm. I'm not sleeping, but just as good.
I would from like being a
Ooh.
full tight end perspective, especially blocking and everything. Mark Andrews, I think,
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
definitely, and even from Mark Andrews is fucking nice, bro.
Absolutely is. Yeah. It's
So
gonna be interesting to see if Kelsey, if he has another crazy year, I'm just gonna be like, this dude does not age, man. The last like 4 years, I've just been like, okay, like I love him, but I'm like, he's gonna slow down at some point. And he just keeps fucking
bro,
doing it,
and
man.
that's what even they. So they him and his brother was I think was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon, and Shannon was like, "You got to get this man his props. He
Yeah,
legit is going to go down as the best tight end
I think,
of
yeah,
his generation, if not of all time.
yep,
Like you look at his numbers and what he has produced, even with Gronk in the picture, he's putting these numbers to sleep.
yeah, he's right there, man.
So I'm
Absolutely,
Kelsey is that guy, bro.
he
I
really
definitely
is,
think
bro.
so.
Kind of a little off topic. Again, I don't watch a lot of college football. What is the deal? I've heard a couple things now about this boy from USC, the quarterback. Everyone's like, he's the next Mahomes. I've heard that twice. You know who
Oh,
I'm
Caleb
talking about?
Williams.
That guy. Yeah. What's your
I
take on
don't
that?
know if I would say he the next Mahomes. He's nice. Don't get me wrong. He is nice. He's got size. He's got the arm. I mean, the package is there, but I think time will tell if he's fucking Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone's Mahomes. That's as soon as I heard
But
that, I was like, damn.
I think
But
it will still kind of come with, and even with Mahomes when he was younger, just really because remember Mahomes even told us like he wasn't really going out there and being able to really read defenses like
mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm. Good
and
point.
understanding like those defensive schemes in the NFL are much much different than college. So I think there's still some level of that, but I think
It's just so
even
wild that
in
Mahomes
college,
was
I
able to
think
do that.
Mahomes' ability to kind of create like out of the pocket. I think that's what kind of really kind of makes him different is his ability to kind of create, make plays once they're
Extend
kind of
plays.
broken down. And
Yep.
Caleb Williams does that, but I don't know if it's to that extent. But Caleb Williams is nice. He's gonna be good. Like he really is gonna be good. Like once he comes out the draft, or once he goes into the draft, he's gonna be nice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch him this year. This is last year. He's a senior or a junior or
I think he's a senior this year.
okay.
Yeah, this
That's
upcoming
what's
year.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, when we get closer, we'll do our usual. Like we'll go through all the divisions after the free agency settles and shit like that. That'll
yeah,
be cool. Kind of go
yeah, yeah.
through. What are we at? I mean, we still got a little bit of time. When does the season start? Like August,
Yeah,
September?
so it's like August, September-ish. So at least for you. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll get back to that for
Um,
sure. We're gonna talk
NBA
some ball,
playoffs.
bro. Yep, absolutely. Where do you want to start? Shout out Embiid breaking through. That was
Yeah,
cool.
finally got that MVP, much deserved, well
I agree.
earned.
I agree. Good
I
for
think
him
it
to
was
break
it was
through.
it was it was due time. I mean, shout out to all the people that have won awards this year. Mike Brown, well deserved Coach of the
Oh yeah,
Year. I mean, to turn that team into a number three seed in the West, they had a hell of a fucking season. Took the Warriors to
yeah.
Game 7, so
You watched that game?
I did watch that game.
Yeah, that game was just such a classic to me. Like, damn, like this, they just don't have, the playoff experience to, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
then
they just,
Curry just had a fucking
oh yeah,
iconic,
yeah, that was wild, man.
iconic game. 52 points. No one scored that much in the game 7 before. Like he had just an iconic ass
He
game 7.
did, he really
So
did.
um yeah, I mean, so kudos to him, Bankero for rookie of the year, Brogdon for a six man. I think clutch player of the year went to De'Aaron Fox. So I mean, just all of them. I
Who
think the
won
only
most
thing
improved?
Laurie Markkinen.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I think Shea came in second. But shout out to fucking Shea, bro. He finished fifth in MVP.
Yeah, he balled. He balled for sure.
Shea had a dog ass year. If he don't make first team All NBA, I think
Yeah,
that's gonna be a track. He definitely should make first team All NBA, bro.
I would agree with you.
Dude
Absolutely.
balled out this fucking year.
Based on the regular season,
Like
for
that
sure.
team had no business being in the play-in,
Nope, did not.
and he carried them there for real.
What's your thoughts on what's going on right now, man? It's been weird. Like even just watching the Lakers last night, that game, I was like, what a bizarre fucking game. I remember at half thinking the same thing I thought at the end, just like the Warriors just out shooting them from three, like prolifically. Like it was so
It
noticeable. And
wasn't
just
even,
to see
it
the
wasn't,
fucking
it
Lakers
was the fucking
still,
fouls though. It was
yeah,
they would, bruh. I think how many free throws did the fucking Warriors shoot? Maybe 10,
yeah.
12. The Lakers shot damn near what 30, 40 free throws.
Well, yeah, when majority of your offense, you're focusing on getting to the paint, right? And the Warriors are just shooting threes. Yeah, you're not gonna
So I
absolutely.
mean, the Warriors have to one find a way to they gotta get rebounds and they just gotta stop fouling, bro.
I don't get this whole like let Draymond be Draymond thing. Like, did you see him get that tech last night? I'm just like I'm sitting there watching him yell at the ref, right? And like Steve Kerr and Curry kind of just let him do his thing. Like I would be if I was Steve, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like you're about to get us another. You know what I mean? Like take command. Like they just let him kind of run his mouth until he fucking like you're just giving away points. I don't man like
Yeah, I think part of it is one. I think the refs know that Draymond are gonna do this, so like the refs kind of like they give Draymond a little bit of a rope, but then at some point they gotta like, hey, like you gotta calm the fuck down. And
yeah.
I think it's just really him in because a lot of times I don't know if Draymond is really like really complaining, like cussing them out or anything, or he just like having a conversation. And I think Draymond can be a bit dramatic in their conversation,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they have to. There's some, and it's even with the sense with like David with like Dennis Rodman, where like you kind of got to let him like ride that fence of like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
being a little bit like on edge, but then also like letting him. That's what gets him going. That's how he stays into the game.
It is. It just
You're
can't be a
right.
detriment to the team. Like when he got that tech, it was so stupid. Who was like, dude, like
Yeah,
you guys are still
that's
in
not
this. Like
necessary. Yeah,
you're good. You just gave them a free throw on the ball back. Like I was like, whoa, man,
yeah.
that was an interesting game. It's
It was.
so bizarre watching LeBron. I don't want to say a role player. He's not a role player, but just be this like he can go stand in the corner and let like everyone else. Like I've never seen him play like that ever.
Bro,
You
I
know?
mean, this is maybe one of the worst playoff runs from a performance standpoint that I've ever seen LeBron in.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
dude is
absolutely.
shooting like 15% from three.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, it is bad. Like, all of his shots are literally just coming from like layups and like mid jump shots.
Yeah,
It's
but he's not commanding the ball at all, which is maybe he's not because of that. You're right, but it's just so bizarre to me to see him like, yeah, like he doesn't want to push the like even with 2 minutes left and they were making that run. The Warriors, I was sitting there like, is LeBron gonna like take the ball at any point and be like, okay, like I'm gonna do it? No, he just kept, I was like, damn, man, this is so wild. He's just
I
like
mean, also too, AD just had it fucking going.
he did, yeah, especially in the first half. He was
Dude was
just
just
killing
balling.
it.
So I think
They had a good team, man. That team is good. Like,
it is. It's a solid ass team. I wonder if they will be able to kind of like maintain that because I have no. I'm pretty confident that the Warriors can continue to shoot like that
yeah, absolutely.
without and then, but I also feel like they can get better defensively.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I am gonna wonder like, are they gonna be able to? Are the Lakers gonna be able to like? Because we all know AD can get a little hot and cold, right? Like he'll have a
Yep.
game like he did yesterday, fucking 30 and 20.
Yep.
And then next game, it's like 16 and 8.
Yeah, or not play. So like that's always on the table too, you know?
So yeah, so I don't know. And then bro, I mean, the fucking Heat beating the fucking Jimmy fucking Butler, bro.
Man, that game, that one specific was that game was that the closeout game when they did that, or was that to go up 3-1 when they were down by like 12 and he just went
No,
ape
that
shit
was
in
that
there?
was game four. That was game four. When
Yeah,
Jimmy went like what he had was that a 52 point game or
I
something
think it
like
was.
that?
Yeah.
Like dude
It was
was fucking
55.
balling,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, it was like 55, 56. Dude was fucking balling, man. And I mean, the dude just has so much like grit and everything
Just
and like
MJ-esque is what he reminds me of, man. He just
for
that
real, like he just wheels that thing. And the thing is that like they're doing this without like probably their second best scorer in Tyler Hero.
yeah. Is he out for the series, the
Yeah,
playoffs? Or?
like his hands broke. Like he's not returning, I don't think. And then like the thing that you would want is for fucking Bam, like where Bam out of bio, you would just feel like you would want more out of him, but for some reason you just don't get.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. He's an interesting one too, man. Like that guy, I really love him for his defense, his tenacity and shit like that. But like, I don't know. I see him. I don't know how to explain it. When I watch him, some games he's really on and he can do a lot in the mid range. He has really good touch, and then other games it's just like a detriment to the team because like he like I'll see him. It's almost like a lids on the basket with him, and I just cannot see him get
Yeah,
it going offensively.
yeah.
It's yeah,
So I don't know. And then
they're a good team, man.
This Boston and Philly series is gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a
I
good,
mean, what a bizarre game one, man. That James Harden just went back to old James, and
Oh yeah, he went back into his bag. Dude was fucking balling, bro.
yeah, they're playing right
Yeah,
now. What
yeah.
the fuck is up with dude? Like, I know he's your
It's
boy,
a parade inside my city. Yeah.
dude.
No, we gotta talk about. Okay, we're gonna talk about KD in there, but can we talk about the Memphis shit? That's. Did you hear that they don't even want that they don't want Dylan Brooks back?
I was gonna bring that up. The headline is like under no circumstances. Is that just because of like what happened with the LeBron thing? Like, I didn't think that was that
No,
big
I
of a
don't think
deal.
it's
Like,
because of that. I think it's been a thing where like they just see that like he the dude can't shoot for shit.
no,
Like
he can't.
he has not, and like he's an okay defender, but like he is not the defender that I think that they were hoping it to be. And um, yeah. So I was not surprised that came out. But then the question is okay, like now who takes that spot?
I don't know. I
They
don't think.
need the shooting.
Yeah, but I don't think he's that. He's a pretty easy piece to replace. I feel like.
I don't know because from a defensive standpoint, I don't know if they have anybody that
Well,
can
no, they're gonna
really.
have to pick someone up in free agency. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree. But they're losing something in defense. But I think they can just get another solid defender. They're not without,
yeah.
because he doesn't bring a lot to the offense, like you said.
No, he doesn't. Like, dude just can't. shoot the ball
No.
to save his life for some reason.
They're just young, man. Like they're very talented, fun to watch, and like a lot of potential. But like it's just clear
That
they're
I
not.
think it hurt that Jao got injured. Like
Yeah,
that ball where his hand got bent, like that
yeah.
shit looked scary. But I think part of it too was like they were missing Steven Adams and they were missing Brandon Clark. Like those were two big guys that would have been able to match up with AD. That like I think make a difference
Hmm.
in like how explosive Memphis can be. But yeah, they're still young, and I think when you have somebody like Ja that's kind of leading the team, it kind of shows in how that team kind of shows up in major moments.
Does it like when you see these dudes, right, that we compare that are like the stars of this generation that are still young, like Ja, Luca, Booker, all these dudes. It is so it almost gives me like such a greater appreciation for like when LeBron was that age and just the shit he was fucking doing, man, just carrying those teams like so deep into the playoffs is like so crazy to me when he had no one else, like no other veterans that had like a lot of playoff experience. Like he was just that dude in the same way that like Ja is for Memphis or like Luca was for, the Dallas until Kyrie came, obviously. But like, man, like LeBron, it's so nuts that he was carrying those teams like so far in the playoffs as like just such a young buck with like no experience at all. It's just so wild to me, like holy shit.
Yeah, I
It's
mean that, but I think also too, the East wasn't really all that tough when he was younger. I mean, you had the
well, the
Pistons,
Pistons,
but that was about
Boston,
it.
Boston. Am I froze or is that just you? Mm. You there? You there? Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Can you hear me all
Okay.
right?
Yeah, you cut out right. What were we saying? Oh, just how the East wasn't that deep. I mean, they had Boston, the Pistons. I agree with you, but even so, that's just wild to me that they
I
were
mean, yeah,
making those
he was.
runs.
I'm not to discredit. I don't want to discredit LeBron at all as far as like what he did because he was definitely carrying some teams where like best player was like Eljunas Ilgauskas
Yeah,
or
and
Boobie
just
Gibson or Mo Williams. So like definitely I would give him his credit for like carrying fucking teams. I mean, because that what was it? That what? Oh, what year did he make it to the finals?
'07 or '08. No, '07.
Mhm. Does it
'07.
have to be '07 when they played the Spurs?
Mm-hmm.
Like they legit had no business being in that
Fuck
final.
no. Fuck no.
But he
Hell
just
no.
went on a fucking tear.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So
All right, now stop beating around the bush. I need. This is
what's
my
the
thing,
problem?
man. The Sun. There is no reason the Sun like they should win the championship just based on their fucking talent. Like there is no like Katie has no excuse right now to not just take this shit over. That's all I'm saying. I the Nuggets are a good team. The Suns are a better team. This is crazy to me. I need to see Katie like rise up and like he's got everything he needs. That's
Well, I would so one that game too. I have to you got to give the Nuggets credit. They turned KD into a 3-point shooter.
mhm.
We know KD can he shoot the three? Yes, and pretty well. But like for him to be turned into a 3-point shooter as though he
Yeah.
like Steph
He'd
or Clay,
rather
that's
be
not
inside
his
the
game.
arc.
His game is working in that mid range and giving you work, right?
Hmm.
So they turned him into a 3-point shooter. He was 2 for 12 that game. That like I don't know if I've ever seen a game where KD shot 12 3-pointers.
Yeah, he'll bounce back for sure. But I'm
So
scared. I mean, what is your thought? Like, I
I
mean, I
mean,
know there's their two home games, but I
this
was
was
like,
and I
damn.
think they played. Well, I think one, I think they Phoenix played much better, especially defensively in in game two. And I think they just for some reason they just ran cold. And now CP3, I think they said that he's potentially doubtful for game three.
Not
Um,
surprised.
that part. But I mean, we got to also not ignore the fact that like Denver really is like the better team and they're the deeper team. Like that, they're deep as hell.
They
Phoenix
got
can maybe go what three? Go three deep in their bench.
Yeah, deep wise, I'd agree with you. But for one, when you're in the playoffs, you only run like 9 men in your rotation, really. And then two, I'm gonna just from a talent perspective from the top, like the Suns to me are the most talented team. Like if Chris Paul's out, that changes things. But it's like, man, like I think they got the best duo right now.
Yeah, they probably. I mean, I think for sure they got the best duo, but that rest of that team, I think. Well, one, I wish that like Monty Williams would go a little bit deeper in the bench because I think that he has players that he's not wanting to play for some reason. Like I don't
Mm.
know why he's not wanting to play like T.J. Warren. Like we know T.J. Warren
Yeah,
can
that's
go and get a
weird.
bucket, right? Or like Terrence Ross. Like these guys can go and score. But
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the fact that like I don't know if he doesn't trust their ability to play defense or anything. But like these guys can ball.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, it's
So
just
it's
weird.
really
In
weird.
playoffs, that happens. Like they just kind of like shrink the rotation down to like 8 or 9. But like,
So
yeah, they need a different spark. I'm with you.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
so
man.
interesting about that team, man, is like the mid range is such a lost art. And then you got 3 guys on that team that I would consider like probably the best mid range like
Masters.
wing
Masters.
players in the league with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and KD. Like they prefer to your point to be there than anywhere. KD more so like far wing arc. Like he loves that baseline extended, like doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Booker and CP just love coming off that high pick and roll and just doing their thing on the elbow. Like that's like their favorite fucking. It's so I love watching them, but it's just like, damn, man, Jokic is like having his way right now.
So yeah, well, no, because game one he really didn't do too much. It was actually Murray that went the fuck off in game
Yeah, he
one.
was, but I mean, Jokic was great the other night.
Yeah, the other night he came through with it in game two. I think it'll balance out. I think that Phoenix will kind of win both of the games in Phoenix, um, and go from there. I think going into this, whoever wins this series will I feel like will likely win the championship.
Okay, interesting. I'm rooting for the Suns simply because I want to go to a game next series. I want to go see either Steph play KD or LeBron play KD. So that's
Yeah,
like, but
that'll be a good ass matchup.
yeah, man. God, dude,
I think I
do you
I'd
think the
rather see
Lakers
the
can win?
Warriors. I'd
You'd
rather
rather
see
see the Warriors?
I'd
I'd
rather
rather
see
see
the Warriors
LeBron.
than I'd rather see the Warriors just because of the drama.
Yeah,
Like
for
KD
sure.
playing his former team in the playoffs. And I know that
And if he
like,
loses,
ooh, the drama. Yeah,
uh,
I would have to see that, bro.
yeah,
I
that
would
would
have
be
to see that.
wild. I'm with you. That would be crazy. But I want to see LeBron. I still haven't seen LeBron live, so I'm like, I gotta sometime before he retires. I gotta make that. And they haven't played each other since what, like 2018 or some shit. That's so weird that
It's
that's worked
28
out
has it
that
been
way.
was it 2018 or 20? It's been a while.
I think it was 2018, which is bizarre because every team plays every team what twice a year. So it's like just how the injuries have lined up. I guess is
One of them has been injured or yeah, crazy.
fucking weird shit, man. Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you think the Lakers have a chance to beat the Warriors?
I do. I do think that they have a chance, but it's going to take like a concerted team effort. They can't rely on just AD or Brian. One, I think we're starting to see the fact that like he's starting to come to the end of that career, right, where he just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
that same get up that he used to, that he can really carry things. And we know we just said we know AD can be a bit wishy washy as how he's performed.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, they absolutely need for them to win this series or as far as they want to go. It's got to be like their championship year, man. Like AD needs to stay healthy and be there for them throughout, right? And he just has proven that he can rarely do that. So if he can be in, then I think they have a chance. But it's just weird again to watch LeBron have these other dudes like Reeves and Rui and D'Angelo kind of they're shouldering so much of the scoring load, and LeBron's just
even
kind of this,
Reeves, even
yeah,
Reeves, remember that one game
I'm him,
against the Grizzlies when he
yeah,
dropped like 30?
yeah, that was so wild, man, yeah,
I'm him.
yeah, I was like, damn, okay, son, can Billy Hoyle over here, yeah, that was wild, man. They're
Yeah,
a
that
fun team
was
to watch, though. I do like watching them. They're
yeah. That team has gotten. I mean, kudos to their GM. He's made that team much better, and a much better fit as far as like what Bron needs around him. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
You think the Suns can turn it around though?
I do. I think they can get these next games, especially. I think I felt more confident because I don't expect like Phoenix to go cold like they did. They had made 14. They had 14 points in the fourth quarter. I don't expect that to happen again,
No.
right? And they played much better defensively, so I think they'll be at home. We know the bench players play better at home, so yeah, I think they'll be fine.
Going down 2-0 is a weird situation to be in when you're either way, but it's just crazy, right? Because you're like, okay, we need to win these next two basically, because going down 3-1 is like basically it's over in the most
Going down
case.
3-0, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty tough. I mean,
So
the Warriors just pulled it off though, so
yeah, yeah, that is true. They were down 3-1.
they were down 2-0.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. That was weird too. I didn't to be honest, and maybe that's just being too quick with it. I thought the Kings were gonna win that series after that. I was like, damn, this is wild.
Yeah,
But I do think this is the last year of the Warriors as we
yeah.
know them. Like
I
I
think
think,
you. We talked about it too. I think more than likely, I think Draymond will be gone.
yeah, that's gonna be weird. Like, where the hell does he go? You know, like he brings so much value to that team specifically. Not that he wouldn't bring it elsewhere, but like I don't know. He's getting older. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't do a lot offensively, scoring wise. He passes the ball very well.
He's been hooping lately though. Draymond has been hooping. Like, if you don't look at Draymond's numbers, I think you missed out. Dude almost dropped a
What do you
triple
have
double
like?
tonight. Do
What
not
do you have
sleep
like
on the
6
Draymond has
points?
been hooping. Hell no. Draymond had like 12. I think he had like 12. But like for Draymond, that like for him to get in double digits, you don't expect to get double digits out of Draymond,
I
right?
know, I get
So
it. It's just funny.
Draymond's dropping like a double double with like 8 assists. Like,
Yeah, he had 6 points, bro.
but what
That
would he
man.
look like the game those games before?
No, you're right. I get what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely.
So
He doesn't bring a lot to the scoring table. He can pass the ball well. He's obviously a good defender, but it'll just be interesting to see where he goes. You know?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, can't see him anywhere else. So,
Um,
what's your prediction, real quick though? Like, where do you see, like, as of where it is right now? Who's in the finals? Who wins?
I think I'm gonna go Suns Sixers.
I like that. I think it's either. I mean, the Nuggets just made it weird, but if I'm basing it off of who I think should be there, again on a talent perspective, I'm going to say Suns, Sixers, or Suns, Boston. But it was very not promising seeing Boston lose like that the other night without Sixers having Embiid. You know, Tatum's he's got to take over, man. I don't know. Who are the Heat playing right now? The Knicks. Do you think we didn't talk about that? What's
The
your
Heat
prediction there?
Knicks.
Yeah,
I don't. I think the Heat is about to win this series.
I hope so. That'd be
I
cool.
mean, depending. Hopefully, Jimmy can get because they damn near won that game yesterday without Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. Is he back now?
He should be back when they go back to Miami, and I think they'll be back in Miami on Friday or Saturday. I think they play.
Yeah,
So, like, dude, getting Jimmy back.
absolutely.
I feel like the Heat are probably going to win that series, and then yeah, I just don't. They don't have enough to match up with Boston or the
Yeah,
Sixers.
no, absolutely not. I'm with you there. It's gonna be interesting though. It's been a really fun playoff so far. I've enjoyed
It
watching it
has.
a lot.
I've enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Like this is the first time we ever had a 6-7 matchup.
Mm-hmm. That's
The
been
first time
cool.
a playing team has beaten the 1 seed.
First time a playing teams won a series. Two of them did. You know, that's cool.
So
So
yeah,
fucking the Bucks, man. That's wild.
yeah.
I liked what he said though. Did you see his press conference
I mean,
afterwards?
yeah, I completely appreciated what he said, and he
Like,
right about it. Like, bro, we had the best record in the league. Like, not every year is a failure just because we didn't win the championship. And I think
yep.
that's real though. Like,
I totally
you got to
agree.
be realistic. Shit just has to fall your way. He got injured unexpectedly, and that derailed shit. And that it's a real thing. Like, luck falls into the fact
Oh, it
of
does, man. And I'm glad he said that because our sports media world has completely made everything like you got to be Jordan and win like every year and like all this shit. Like that doesn't happen, man. Like that's not
yeah,
how this shit
never
works.
listen.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.